So what is up, Africana fam? It's your girl Young Africana back at it again with another video, and today I'll be showing you guys how to do your eyebrows. So the first things first, we want to go ahead and start off with some clean eyebrows. You want to make sure you have a nice beautiful shape before you start your eyebrows, and I'll be using my Absolute NYC pencil in the color Smoke. I'm going to start around 3/4 of my eyebrow, and I'm going to start underneath first. As you guys can see, I'm doing light hair strokes, and then I'm going to go ahead and go on top to do it. Now, you notice that like my natural eyebrows, they have a gradient. So I'm starting right before the gradient happens. So where my eyebrows are more fuller, I'm going to start my eyebrows there. And I'm drawing out my shape first before I go ahead and fill them in. And while I'm filling them in, you want to make sure that you're using very light strokes. You don't want to be too harsh. And overall, you just see that gradient effect. We don't want blocky eyebrows, so I make sure I fill in 3/4 of my eyebrows first, and then afterwards I go in the bottom and use light hair strokes and begin to flick it upwards to give myself some hair-like strokes in my eyebrows. And now I'll be using the spoolie portion of my pencil, and I'll be using that just to diffuse any harsh lines that I have in my eyebrows. And then I'll be using the spoolie to flick it upwards just so that we could create that gradient effect in the front of our eyebrows. And overall, you see that we have a nice and beautiful diffused eyebrow, not too harsh, and overall just a natural looking eyebrow. Now on to shaping our eyebrows. I'll be using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Rich alongside with my Morphe E32 brush. And what I'm doing right now is I used a dime size of my concealer and put it on the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to go ahead and saturate both sides of my concealer brush just so it's nice and flat. And then we're going to start carving our eyebrows. Now again, I like to start about 3/4 of my eyebrows, so not completely at the front, and I just like to take my time and just draw them out. And then afterwards, I work on the front, and then I'll be using my light hair strokes again just to create that line. Remember, take your time with this, you guys, do not rush this. And then what I'll do is I will drag down my concealer just so I could blend out the concealer so we have a nice and beautiful diffused finished look. And now I'll be taking my Morphe M173 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and buff out that concealer just so that there is no line of demarcation. And then I'll go ahead and start at the top and start carving out my eyebrows. And again, just take your time. Sometimes I sit down there and do hair-like strokes, and then I'll be using the flat part of the brush just to apply more concealer so I could go ahead and buff that out as well. And then back into my M173 brush, I'm going to buff out that concealer. And you just want to keep on buffing it out until you have a nice and beautiful blend. And overall, these are the finished results of how I did my eyebrows. In the next segment, you'll see how I did both of them together. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not. Go ahead, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later!